You no longer want to be that level 69 dude in the lobbies getting laughed at by the later stage players for your damage. Well, good, so you should. I'm going to show you 5 key factors you need to look at when it comes to damage and why you aren't good enough. And no, it's not a skill issue, it's a knowledge issue. Quickly before the video, we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. If we can do it, I will be hosting the Hypixel Skyblock Olympics where one person will be winning 50 million coins. Make sure to subscribe for a chance to play. So damage on Hypixel Skyblock is complicated and broken up into multiple subdivides like crit chance, crit damage, strength, attack speed, furiosity and more. However, since this is an early game guide, we will rule out the categories that you don't need to worry about just yet. Crit chance is a number ranging from 1 to 100%. This number will tell you the likeliness of your hit being a critical hit. You can locate this and the rest of the stats that we're about to go into on your stat profile by clicking on the Never Star in slot 9 and hovering over your character in the middle. At all times, you will want this number to be 100% so you are dealing the highest amount of damage you can deal. Crit damage indicates by how much your damage is multiplied by when landing a critical hit. Finally, strength is a number which roughly gives +1 damage per 5 strength you have. There is a full formula for you to look at if that's what you like, so I will leave it in the description for you down below. However, the key takeaway is that crit chance needs to be as high as possible, preferably 100. Crit damage and strength affect your damage drastically. Another key tip is to try and keep crit damage and strength as balanced as possible for the most amount of damage. Now you know how your damage is broken down, let's talk about the 5 ways you can improve your damage. Armor is a very important part when it comes to Skyblock as it is the core protector of everything. It is what grants you the most health, damage and survivability, so you don't want to cheap out on it and try and cut corners and continue running around in lapis armor. Now let's look at what some good armor sets are and why they are good. First off, you should be working harder and getting to the end so you can start working on your full set of ender armor. However, once you reach the end, you are going to need to be doing around 3000 damage, so the first piece of armor to be wearing before your first set of end armor is going to be rotten armor. This set is dropped from mobs within dungeons and the stats are quite good for early game players, providing 746 health, 80 defense, 93 strength, 40 crit damage and 16% crit chance. It is clear that the next step from the armor will be the ender armor with full reforges to face, and then the option for after that is strong armor, which will cost you around 3 to 4 million. All reforges for armor at early game should be set to face to boost strength, damage and crit chance. Pets are a very useful and overlooked item of the game in the earlier stage, but for me there is one clear winner when it comes to early game damage pet, and you can get it for as cheap as 25k coins. If you haven't guessed, it is the Griffin pet. This pet boosts your strength, crit damage, crit chance, intelligence and magic find. Those are some amazing stats. A common level 100 Griffin will provide you with +25 strength, +10 intelligence, +10 crit chance, +10 magic find and +50 crit damage. This would be the pet I would recommend to all early game players to be using if you're having issues with damage. Now for the boring news. Foraging matters when it comes to damage, especially for early game. It is painful, we all understand, however getting your foraging up to level 10 will gain you an extra 10 strength. It is slow and painful, however leveling up your combat and foraging skill will help deal more damage, especially combat, as for every level you do level up, you'll deal an extra 4% damage to every single mob. Picking the right weapon is like finding a key in a box with 1,000 for one door. There are many weapon options, but there are some that are clear winners. For an early starting sword, you should be using the undead sword from the weaponsmith. For 100 coins you could be getting +30 damage but also a 100% damage increase to all undead mobs. This is amazing, and when you fully enchant it, it will be great early options. Once you venture to the end, you will want to be picking up the end sword and enchanting that to deal the most damage to the enderman there. A recommendation, once you can afford the aspect of the end, to buy one as it deals good stats, and also the teleportation is different. And a clear winner once you have the money is the aspect of the dragons. One of the most important parts of damage, if not the most important, is your accessories. Have redstone minions on your island because you need to fill up that accessory bag. You can scratch many of the early game accessories off by just buying them from an NPC. However, I will have a link in the description to a site where you can see all your missing talismans. If people need more help on the actual talismans themselves, I will do a whole different video about them, as there is so much to talk about. However, the most important facts are that depending on the rarity will depend on how much magical points you have. You can see the magical points by going to your settings and into your accessory bag and hovering over it. Once you've collected all the accessories, you can, at this stage of the game, you will need to go to talk to the Thaumaturgist, and this is where you can select your power ability. You will need to either obtain 9 of the same power stones, or if you aren't Iron Man, you can buy them from the Bazaar. One of the best early games ones for damage is Bloody. However, have a look at a few options and find out which one is the best one for you. That is everything for today, and I hope you have enjoyed this video and learned something. If you did, make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.